You know, I've been driving cabs about 13 years now. Seems like a lifetime. It's probably the longest job I ever held down. Back in the day when I first started, everything was cash. Everywhere you looked, there wasn't any credit cards, no debit cards. It was a good old-fashioned folding. And I used to have a big metal red tin underneath my seat. So if anybody tried any funny business, they'd get a whack round the head with it. No, I'm only joking. Never happened. But roll forward all this time, I'm not just a taxi driver anymore. I run my own taxi business. And I keep a few fellas in work doing airport transfers. I like to think it's reasonably successful. One thing that has changed, and I personally blame the events of, well, probably 2020 and thereabouts, you know which events I'm referring to, is the use of electronic payments. Credit cards, debit cards, bank transfers, that kind of thing. And it's changed our ways that we look at how we want to pay for things. Everything seems to be electronic, it seems to be convenient. And are people forgetting that term? Cash is king. In an ideal world, I think all of these guys will want to, and when I say guys, I mean those in government, guys and gals, let's not forget them, or the other kind. They'll want to trace every transaction, every penny, every bit of your life electronically, so at the end of the day they can tax the hell out of you. That's, you know, what I think they want in an ideal world, and they end up giving you all these tools to try and make your online banking life as easy as possible, and try and make you believe that cash is no longer king. I had a look at my company tax return the other day that my accountant did for me, and I couldn't believe the level of money that goes through the bank account where people want to pay in advance. I always say to them, pay the driver directly, whether it be me or one of the other chaps, and more often than not they want to pay in advance, or they want to do a bank transfer direct to me. Well, I want the custom, so gotta go that way. But what happens when it all goes wrong? What happens when it fails? Well, Sainsbury's found that out, didn't they? They found that out to their disadvantage. You have a look at this news article here. There's some kind of error overnight with a software update, which means all of their online order services and all of their contactless payment systems failed. So when people go to pay for their shopping, it didn't work right. So there's big queues, and they had to go to the cash machines, various examples of them being emptied because they didn't have the cash in there to cope with it, and the whole system fell on its arse. Tesco's had a problem as well, which I think affected their online ordering systems. Again, a complete failure. So in this world where they're trying to encourage electronic activity with debit cards, credit cards and all that sort of thing, it's not entirely foolproof, is it? Not entirely foolproof. And we have to believe at the end of the day that no matter what they try and do and what they try and say, cash will always be king. But we'll see how that goes. Let me know what you think in the comments, if you think they'll ever get rid of it in its entirety. And also, do you use cash still, or do you rely on the old plastic, as they say? It'd be interesting to hear your feedback on that. perhaps we'll have a bit of a read through later on. Anyway, I'm off. I've got a cup of tea brewing. I'm going to go and drink it. Have a good one. I look forward to talking to you again soon. Toodaloo.